100%, and that is me, assuming that they actually mean it, this time around. We have always been, like so many other people, we have been of the opinion that open grazing of cattle, is an archaic way of rearing cattle. It's a sure recipe for crisis. And for every, individual who is interested in finding solution to, the infamous farmer headers crisis that we've always talked about, in the last, it's for so many years. I think that should be the way to go. I think everybody seems to agree. The question is, how do we go about it?
Okay.
So what is the role of the federal government, the state, the business owners themselves, and even some community leaders? I think that is now, where to take it from. But, it is not a question of ranching to be or not to be. It has to be.
So that answers the question of Michael saying, are we thinking 21st century? Should all of us agree it's ranching?
Yeah.
Now, the major issue now is how. Tunde Onokoya is here. Tunde is already in the building. So I'd like to welcome Tunde Onokoya into the studio because he's here already. Hi, Tunde.
Hello, thank you very much for having me. Good evening to you and to listeners out there.
Welcome. Right, so Tunde, the how is where we are right now. I mean, I shouldn't be asking you whether ranching is what we should go about. The Northern governors, that's one of the things that people were talking about. Will the North or will these people agree, to modernization?
Who is these people?
If you say those who are in charge of the cattle, I am not going to mention a tribe. If
Are you saying the
expecting.
herders now?
I can go with the herders.
Or are we saying the owners of the cattle?
So why are you bothering about?
No, but because
the
it's
owners?
important.
We
The
say
herders, if we are hired as a herder for cattle,
Yeah.
it's not your decision to ranch or not.
But we say it's a business.
The owners of the cattle and we know for a fact that those that own the cattle are not the ones herding them around.
No, they're not.
Okay, so have the owners now decided or have they accepted that ranching is way to go?
Do we need to ask them to decide, or we tell them this is what we want in this house century?
Okay, so this is what
Then
we
the
want.
northern governors, are they the owners?
They're not the owners.
If that's
These are all questions that begs for.
It's for us to say that
I
there
think
should be a law. When there's a law,
issues are intertwined.
Okay.
We can't shy away from it. There's the side of ethnicity that you look at it. I followed the debate on the floor of the Senate yesterday. Senator Ajayi Borofis from Ondo State brought it up. Then Senator Adamu Abdullahi, former governor of Nasarawa State, you needed to see his response. He threw a strong jibe against the governor of Ondo State that how can a governor who swore to uphold the constitution wake up and send some people packing. So
is that the truth?
That was his interpretation of it. That's why I said, there are so many sides to it. But for us, because we're not here to play politics.
No.
A lot of people have been killed.
Yes.
People have lost their businesses. Some people have lost their livelihood. There was a story that came out of Igogo of the man whose farm was set ablaze and was found, dead. We don't even know how he died. Whether he was killed or
burnt,
or maybe, we never can tell. But the truth is that ranching has to happen. It is for the federal government and the state government, especially state government, the owners of the land, to all come together to say there should be no, let it not be seen as a southwest or southeast issue, that there should be no open grazing. Once you make that a law across the federation, regardless of ethnicity or religion,
or the owner,
the owners of the business
would have to come. That's why I took my conversation.
All right, so let's pause a bit for commercials. That's a good point to rest.
Yes, it is.
That if we have a law on the table that says open grazing throughout the nation, yes. So if you say the entire nation does not support open grazing, so I think it's outlawed and nobody should do it anymore. So I should not be driving and see cattle, stop me from from going on, or see a cattle coming from flyover. Have you seen that picture?
Yes.
So many.
They use pedestrian bridges.
Even if
or pedestrian bridge, or you see them in school.
But you know, usually the irony is that when they are on the bridge, the people are under the bridge.
All right.
Yeah, so or maybe in classrooms. I mean, you see them in classrooms?
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
they have been classrooms. And sometimes they are in traffic too.
Okay,
Stuff
or the
like
airport.
everybody else.
Even the 3-arm zones in Abuja.
Aha. So,
You know, the system.
all right, we'll take a break. I'll be back in a moment. Thank you for being there.
Splash FM 105.5.
Bàbá pẹ̀lú àtẹ̀bí rẹ̀ rí lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá. Bàbá pẹ̀lú àtẹ̀bí rẹ̀ rí lọ́sẹ̀ yìí. Ṣùgbọ́n kí ló wá jẹ́ kí nǹkan ó yàtọ̀ fún wọn o? Ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rí bàbá pẹ̀lú gbọ́ pé GoTV máa ṣe dín owó wọn kù láti ẹgbẹ̀rún 4.4 náírà sí ẹgbẹ̀rún 7 náírà kan ní báyìí. Pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀ eré ìdárayá, eré oníṣe ilẹ̀ wa, tẹlinùfẹ́là àti erémọdé. Inú bàbá pẹ̀lú àtẹ̀bí rẹ̀ kàn dùn ní ṣáá. Nítorí náà, ìwọ náà dàbí bàbá pẹ̀lú. Jẹ́ kí ọ̀pọ̀ rẹ̀ sún sí GoTV Max fún ẹgbẹ̀rún 17 náírà. Kí o bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jẹ̀gbádùn eré ìdárayá lẹ́rẹ̀bẹ̀ntẹ́ lẹ́dínwó máa gọra ẹ. Nítorí ìwọ̀nba àsìkò láǹfààní rẹ̀ á fi wá o. Ìlànà àti àdéhùn wà ṣá o. GoTV nífẹ̀ẹ́ rẹ̀.
Some energy drinks promise power, but are more like this. What you need is this. New Predator energy drink. Rule your kingdom. Now sells for only 200 naira.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Man, guy, I still dey rack my head on what to do for my babe this Valentine.
But she's an Olamide fan now. Sharply buy her an Itel smartphone and you could win a couple's dinner with Olamide.
Talk true.
Oh yes, win a couple's dinner ticket with Olamide this season of love in the Itel Red Valentine promo. Also win TV sets, Itel smartphones and lots more when you buy any of the Itel S16, P36 or A56 series. Promo runs from the 18th of January to 28th of February 2021. Terms and conditions apply. Itel. Enjoy better life.
When malaria won't show power for your side, it gon' knock you down. I'm a them soft gel. Me I can tell you no say, malaria medicine we no get bad taste or bitter taste from out, and it dey easy to swallow. Try, I got red game changer. I'm a them soft gel.
Amatem soft gel now to treat malaria. If body not well after 3 days, see a doctor.
Introducing the new Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk. Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk has all the nourishment of milk with 50% less fat. It is evaporated milk that contains high calcium, 7B vitamins, vitamin D3, phosphorus, and magnesium. It comes in 3-pack sizes, and the 60-gram pack is 50 naira only.
Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk. All the nourishment of milk. 50% less fat.
Hey, Oga and Madam, you don't see the room now. Make I show you the toilet where you could share with the other neighbors.
Now the toilet be this.
What's up?
Oga agent, you mean say na general toilets clean come white like this, eh?
Yes, now. Na hypo toilet cleaner than they use to clean and kill the yama germs come out.
Hypo toilet cleaner? Wow.
Wash your toilet at least once a week with hypo toilet cleaner to keep it sparkling clean and germ free. Available in sachets for 35 naira only.
Madam, now 2 years land on one collect.
We go pay for 6 years, eh?
Splash FM 105.5.
Welcome back. 0809-155-1055, 0805-699-8678, 0706-949-3000. I know I said we want to look at how at this time. But I was reading the Guardian newspaper, the back page, Dari Babarinsa. We all know him very well, He said, the question that is begging for an answer is what really happened to the ranches that were built before and during the First Republic. He said, what happened to Iwo, Shaki, Agege, Jos, Obudu, and other ranches? What happened to the animals kept on these ranches? Who sold them? Who ate them? It is clear now that ranching is no longer a government business, for government has shown itself to be spectacularly incompetent in handling any business. But we still need to know what happened to the ranches.
I don't think that's far-fetched.
That's a damning verdict.
But I don't think that's far-fetched, really.
He was asking a rhetorical question. All of the questions are rhetorical.
Because we
know the answer.
Because we know the answer. They use those things for Ileya, Christmas, and the rest. When the military came in.
Did you see the video by I think it's TK.
I think it's about the Fashola.
The one in Fashola. He talked about how military governors.
No, they used it for birthday parties and
weddings.
Of course, that's what they use them for. So we know it's been, it's been pillage, it's been recklessness, it's been. That's what it has been.
That's very strong.
So Michael, how should we start?
Okay, the way to start is to, first of all, recognize that there's a problem that needs an urgent attention.
The problem is that open grazing should be outlawed.
Yes, and the problem is that those, just like Tunde said earlier, those who own the cattle need to come out and accept that there's a problem. Because I've always seen them, you see, when they arrest these herdsmen and they parade them, you see some of them, who, looking frail, and you think if you want to have a wedding ceremony now and you want to buy one cow, it's an average of 150, 200,000, 400,000. So you'll be looking at the guy whom the police parade, and you'll be asking, does this one have 400,000 in his bank account? So
let them own this cattle.
So you know that they are not the owners. Just like Tunde said, the owners of the cattle should come out.
Okay,
they don't have to.
But
they have to do business.
The things that we see is MacBan.
I think, that is the side of ethnicity that I mentioned, because it confuses the whole situation when there's an ethnic slant to it, and we do that a lot. If I steal now, and then maybe I'm being made to face the law, that is when I'll remember that, I'm a Yoruba man, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian. We do all of these things to garner needless emotions and whip up unnecessary sentiment. The whole idea of MacBan, it is okay to have an association for cattle breeders, just the same way we have for so many other businesses. Where I find it becoming a problem is it's being given an ethnic
slant
coloration. Somebody wrote an article, I think is a professor lecturing in the university, and is Fulani. He said, look, it seems as if, Mieti Allah or MacBan are now the guys are the spokesperson of Fulani, the Fulani nation. And for him, he found that a bit insulting. That these guys are cattle breeders. It is not, not every Fulani person is a cattle breeder. So we must accept that it is business. It is business that has to be practiced in a particular way, regulated by government like every other businesses you have around. If you understand it that way, it won't be difficult to move forward. Now, Michael said something about the owners of these cattle coming out. I don't think that would be necessary. You see, some of them are also being short-sighted. Today, majority of them, feel that it is actually a cheaper way of rearing cattle when they move around, because it costs you almost nothing
to feed them,
aside from maybe just buying them and then paying stipend to the header. It is not your business how he or she feeds the cattle.
Just have to account for your cattle.
Yes, as long as
I said it yes.
But the point we are missing is that the cattle are not healthy. They are even lean. They are not of the right sizes.
Yes.
The yield is very low.
I have seen a cattle in Akinola here sold for 1 million naira.
Wow.
Yes.
It was actually purchased. It was purchased by somebody, a very well-known person in this, city who wanted to, have a big party. And then I called the people in charge. They said, how did they manage to, raise
it
and nurture something like this? He said, look, these ones are not.
They are not
raised.
They don't graze.
No, they're not moving around.
You need to see the size of this cattle.
Like a monster.
They are not the type that you put a rope on their neck and you'll be pushing them up.
How do you know to do that?
They have to willingly follow you.
You negotiate.
And I was asking myself, why can't we have, almost all of our cattle this big? So it means that in the long run, if you do it the right way, you're going to eventually even make more money than we're making now.
Look, the value chain that we were trying to set the other time.
I mentioned it the last time that we need to look beyond cattle for meat.
Yes, we don't even do
all over
dairy.
all over the world, there are meat cattle. There are dairy cattle.
Yes.
There are even that bred. In fact, when the last time I was
breeders.
In fact, there was a time that I was reading, doing extensive research on some vehicles, and I realized that the leather used to make the interior of Rolls-Royce vehicles are from a certain breed of cattle that are raised in the Swiss Alps.
For that purpose.
So that insects will not be at an altitude where insects cannot bite the skin to cause blemish. And those are the cows or the cattle that their skin is used to make the interior of that vehicle. And they say they need 16 of those cow skins, cow hides, to make the interior of one vehicle.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
I'm Ajibola.
Ajibola, welcome. You want to be part of the program?
Yes. Yeah, Mr. Tunde mentioned former governor of Nasarawa State trying to indirectly antagonize what the governor of Ondo State did. I was surprised to actually hear that from him too, because I've been to his farm before in Nasarawa State last year. I was posted to his farm when I was 7, and I never saw any of his cattle grazing outside. They are in a secluded area. So I'm surprised that he can't tell Nigeria or Nigerians to replicate that in their respective businesses, cattle businesses. If you go to his farm, most of his cattle, they are foreign cattle, Ocean and all these ones from Holland and the like. They are just for meat production. And like someone said, we have meat and milk production cattle. Most of the meat production cattle, when they graze, they will have burnt their fat and everything now. You won't see much meat on them when they are to be sold. So I think the best thing is to just have a confined place for them, like a ranch, like it's been suggested by people. Let's have ranch. It will even help the farmers themselves or the owners themselves need to increase and also have maximum output from the cattle. So I think that will be the best for the cattle farmers in Nigeria.
You guys, I don't know if you've heard of the Wagyu beef before. The Wagyu beef. That's the most expensive beef in the world. Raised in certain parts of Japan, in a certain way, with a certain type of feed. They even go for massages. But I tell you, 1 kg of that beef goes for as high as $5,000 when it has been grilled.
Processed.
And no, grilled just for consumption. And people
really.
So you see, we need to begin to see cattle beyond everyday rice and stew that we looked at them at in Nigeria. We need to understand that we also have milk production companies in Nigeria that require input from cattle, milk. That we largely import right now because we are not producing. So if we look at this from the perspective of business, government needs to begin to engage. And when I say government needs to engage, this is where I'm looking at it from. If you ask me solutions, okay, we used to have ranches that existed in Nigeria before, and they were dedicated for that purpose. Okay, some state governments own them till today.
Yeah.
Are they available for lease for some people to come and start using them and paying a fee? If they are, if I have banned open grazing in my state, and I've also provided ranches you can lease and use, then you don't have an excuse not to follow through with the recommendation within my state. So we are saying, don't just ban open grazing. There are options that are readily available.
So states like Oyo, for instance, we have Fashola.
Farm settlements.
How many farm settlements do you think we have in Oyo State? We have about 9.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have about 9 that have room for ranches. Oyo State alone.
So Oyo State. So the intervention now. When today talked about the role of federal government, the state, the business owners.
Yeah.
We said the business owners should come to reality of the fact that they have to do that business. So what should state governments do?
The state governments, they've already come up with at least some of them. They already have laws.
Okay, so beyond the laws.
Beyond the laws, they need to make provision.
Exactly.
For the ranches. They need to. Now, there is an aspect of it that is a bit sensitive. You see, there's something about the black man and land matters.
Ownership of land.
Yes. I get a sense that, in this part of and that's why I said, you see, I'm trying to remember the actual person who came up with the statements that, when it comes to matters of religion and politics, human beings are not so different from animals. We just seem to suspend
reasoning,
objectivity.
That's what I said. You see, if you take out the ethnic and religious garbs around it, the notion that some people want to come take our land, and you limit it strictly to business, everybody will come sit down on the same table, and then we'll begin to realize all the potentials around this cattle business. Okay, look at dog. We grew up seeing dogs in different ways. Today there are all manner of breeds of dogs.
Some are sold for millions of naira.
Yes.
I mean, I recently, I don't know, I was just joking with a friend that this puppy that I love them, he said one is 450,000. I just ran away.
you let him.
So it better be chilling while you are backing.
Yes.
I mean, you don't buy that thing for $1 million and then allow it to back. That'd be wrong.
The cost of even raising that
guy. I mean,
so, wow.
Hello. Good evening.
God forbid nothing happens.
Hello.
To this dog.
Good morning. Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you all doing?
We're very well, thank you.
This is Isaac. This is Isaac from North Carolina.
Welcome,
I'm
Mr.
enjoying
Isaac.
your program. Yes, I want to ask you folks a question. You're talking about the government, and then there are local people who have cattle. How do you differentiate between government owned? I know in those days, Fashola was there, owned by the state government. But now we are talking about nomads, people who come in to the south through different routes. How do you, ranching in the U.S., ranching is done by families. And then it's even prohibited, moving your animals around. Nomads, they move around because that is their culture. How do you help them to understand that it is not okay to graze on farms? How do you help them? Because not all of them can have a ranch. Somebody was talking about a governor. Big people who have money are the ones who own the ranches. What of people who don't have the money? How do you help them? Because the government cannot own all the ranches. There has to be some other private individuals, people who don't have money. So how do you help people who cannot afford a ranch to have a place to graze their farms? If that is not so, we will continue to have these problems because government alone cannot shoulder all these problems. And then somebody talked about milk. In the past, Fashola used to have milk. UI, I remember when I was in UI, there was a cattle branch there. I think we all answer the question. Management, and you said it all, weddings and all those cows disappeared. How do you help those who cannot afford a ranch? Thank you very much for what you do. I think you are educating the masses. This is what we need from young people like this. I think it will help a lot. to take Nigeria to where it should be. I still have hope in Nigeria. Nigeria is a force in Africa, whether you like it or not.
Thank you, Mr. Isaac.
Think about what is going on. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you. So, gentlemen, he threw a question. Maybe we just run off with that question. I still have a number of issues, but
I think it's pretty straightforward. We know not everybody that wants to go into the cattle business can afford a ranch. We know. That is one of the reasons where government strategic areas like that can be leased. For example, if you go to any of those agri settlements, you can go there and ask for a specific dimension of land to use to raise your poultry. If you can do that, and for a fee, which is heavily subsidized by government.
Can I also chip in something for you?
And get for my cattle.
You know, Bank of Agriculture, Bank of Industry will say, can you group yourself into cooperatives
to get this done? I don't need to own 100 cattle.
You don't need to.
I could own 3, you own 5. You can come together.
So can you pull together, bank the ideas, and then you approach, a facility that can help you with it. So I think even the poor people can pull together, to get it done. It's organized. But now I'm asking this question: is it possible to have investors or prototypes that people can run this thing? I've seen a number of private ones.
Yes.
But can we do some that can really boost the ideas in the head of people, and they can see this how it's done? But before then, somebody is already on the line. Let's check who this is. Hello, good evening.
Thank God you picked my call. How are you, sir?
Very well. You have 1 minute, sir. Good evening.
Yeah,
how are you?
Let me roll. I want to share some thoughts with you. You people are trying to play hypocritical right from the beginning. Somebody said that cow is 200,000, 400,000. The last time I had an encounter with getting one, my people, I think it got it at 200 plus. So I'm thinking of the one of 1 million now. I've not seen anyone like that. But the 200
if you look for you,
people will still lament that. Oh yes, no, Tony. The one of 200,000. I wonder how many people is collecting 200,000 in salary, and we want to run towards that angle. Then the angle of milk. I think we have been taking milk before this palaver. We've been drinking milk. Even up to we don't need the one of $5 million to drink milk. As a matter of fact, this one is sachets and everything like that. He said you cut your coat according to your cloth. At least there's milk. They said there's a science behind it. You don't need a ranch to produce that kind of milk. The one of sachet. I don't want to mention brand name. But the thing is that this fighting, the man that had a plantation of cassava, that they went eating everything. Don't they know the bush to go? It's cheaper. This thing is cheaper to run. To run with cattle, run riots with cattle. They are doing it intentionally. If you want to solve a problem, even in medicine, you have to analyze it very well if you want an answer to the problem. Thank you. So I don't want to exhaust my.
Thank you, Shagun. Thank you so much.
What he is saying, I think we've gone beyond that kind of banter. Essentially, we're trying to look at how to solve the problem. And one of those ways, in fact, the key way that has been suggested by many people is to ranch.
Yes.
And because if you put cattle in a certain place and they are not, exerting their energies and the rest of it, they will keep the fat and you'll be able to produce milk even beyond what we consume. As we speak, there are millions of dollars of money spent to import, milk in this country. A lot of people don't know all these milks that you are
locally produced are being imported in the country and
imported and branded.
The impute is not there.
Hello.
Local impute.
Hello, gentlemen. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, please, if you will allow me to contribute.
Go ahead, please.
Are you aware that they are already making artificial beef? And very soon.
Hello, we didn't get that. Please, can you say that again?
I said, are you aware that artificial beef is already being made directly? And very soon, nobody will be buying it from who any longer. Are you aware of that?
I think we're very much aware of that. In fact, we know there's alternative ways of supposed beef production. In fact, there have been even for the fast food industry, especially in the US, there are other ways that they are getting that patties that they put in between the burger that is not beef. Especially for vegetarians, but they say it tastes like people. For people who are not vegetarians,
it doesn't take away the place.
It still doesn't take away from what we need. The reality is
and
that
we're not just discussing beef.
Exactly, and then that's why I keep saying
we're
that
discussing
it is not just beef. It's a
business with a massive chain, of
value chain.
Okay, there's a fact here. One source here says about 5 billion worth of food is imported annually into the country, out of which milk and dairy products account for between 1.2 billion to 1.5 billion US dollars.
So can't we get out of this forex?
Even if all we are saving is 50% of that,
even if it's just 30%, it's something.
It's substantial.
Lagos today, is on record that they are consuming. The people basically living in Lagos consume about 6,000 cattle every day.
But it's been also confirmed that Bodija and Ibadan here, they get to slaughter about 200 cattle a day.
Okay.
In Bodija.
So, whether we like it or not,
there's market.
There's a big market for it. That you are not. I mean, our analysis here is not going to take away people who want to eat beef in Lagos. The question is, how do we run this business
in such a way that it will not be
and not put us in trouble,
and it will not cause insecurity?
Yes.
I mean, that's the table, and we're done with this. When we come back, we'll be looking at the other issues. Artificial beef. Interesting.
We are the ones consuming the most of these things.
It's been there.
We are carnivores.
Exactly.
I want to say you need to go to an average canteen.
Let's start from there.
People know virtually every part
of a cattle.
The local roundabout.
Gentlemen, I don't know how you guys consume it. All right, we'll take a break and be back at the turn of 6. Stay with us.
Splash FM 105.5.
Here is
105.5.
Accessing
105.6.
one station, all the hits.
105.5. Splash.
Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ nípasẹ̀ ìròyìn BBC ní Yorùbá. Nítorí kí o tó lè tayọ, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n. Ní ìmísí pẹ̀lú àwọn oríṣiríṣi ìròyìn láti ibi àti káàkiri àgbáyé. Nígbà tí o bá ní ìmọ̀ nípa ohun tó ń lọ ní àgbáyé, o lè ṣe ohunkóhun. Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ. Wá BBC News Yorùbá kàn.
I won't tell you the secret of better food. Na the no chicken and classic seasoning powder. The ingredient they take make am na natural by nature, like real chicken, rosemary, black and white pepper, garlic onion, parsley, mushroom, coriander. If you knack no seasoning powder for inside your jollof, fried rice, egusi and all other soup, you go know say flavor pass flavor. No seasoning powder. Natural by ingredients. Bangba by flavor.
When we enter the place, we feel less. We feel less. We feel no one, we feel less. Got the energy, we feel less. We feel less. For where, for yeah, we feel less. More positivity, more feel less. Got the energy, we feel less.
Fearless Energy Drink comes in 2 exciting flavors, classic and red berry. So when you need that refreshing, energy-boosting beverage, drink Fearless. Fearless, energy of
Hey, Oga and Madam, you don't see the room now. Make I show you the toilet where you could share with the other neighbors.
Now the toilet be this.
What's the apple?
Oga agent, you mean say na general toilets clean come white like this,
Yes, now. Na hypo toilet cleaner than they use to clean and kill the yama germs come out.
Hypo toilet cleaner? Wow.
Wash your toilet at least once a week with Hypo Toilet Cleaner to keep it sparkling clean and germ-free. Available in sachet for 35 naira only.
Madam, now 2 years land was one collect.
We go pay for 6 years,
It's a happy feeling when receiving all of the love coming from family.
So many recipes, creating memories every day and every night.
Foods is celebrating 60 years at the heart of the family.
Heart of the family. Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use comfort?
No, dear. Now, hole for teeth they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Brace up for the future. Study nursing, doctor of physiotherapy, medical laboratory science, accounting with ICANN professional certification, mass communication, criminology and security studies, software engineering, cybersecurity, biotechnology, and other relevant courses at Crestland University, Abeokuta, the university arm of Crestland Schools. Crestland University is a world-class university with state-of-the-art laboratories, libraries, studio, entrepreneurship certification, and good accommodation within a conducive environment for learning. At Crestland University, transfer to 200 and 300 levels are available at affordable rates. Top-up conversion programs are also available. Our upcoming program is law. Our fees are affordable with flexible payment plan. To apply, visit www.crestlanduniversity.edu.ng or call 0813-266-3928 and 0802-304-6920. Grab this opportunity at Crestland University, intellectual radiance.
Bálẹ̀ mi, ẹ ò jẹun yín látẹ̀ẹ̀kan, kí ló dé?
Wo Àbẹ̀kẹ́, inú mi ò dùn. Owó tí mo ná fi tún ìṣe tó tọ̀hún ṣe nínú ilé yìí ti pọ̀ jù. Ó tojú sú mi.
Dádì, washing machine máa tún ti dẹnu kọlẹ̀.
Kí la wá ṣe báyìí o?
Yọra rẹ kúrò nínú ìdààmú. Má jẹ́ káwọn kọlọ̀rọ̀ sí hàn léèmọ̀. Gbéra ńlẹ̀ kó kàn sí Solat Electronics Showroom lónìí. Bó o ṣe mú fóònù tàbí electronics tó bá fẹ́ ló máa jàǹfààní ẹ̀dínwó 20%, ìdá 20% lórí flat screen TV, deep freezer, air conditioner, washing machine, gas cooker àtàwọn ohun èlò ilé ní Solat Electronics. Solat Electronics gàgàbáànù àwọn tí ń ta fóònù àti electronics ló ti rí electronics lóríṣiríṣi àtọ́hun èlò tó lálòpẹ́ tó fini lọ́kànbalẹ̀ lówó tí ò ga jara. Kàn sí wa ní Solat Electronics ní GLN Dùgbẹ̀, Solat Megastore Mọ́kọ́lá, Isolac Building Mọ́kọ́lá àti ní Palms Mall Ring Road pẹ̀lú ti Challenge Ìbàdàn fún èyíkéyìí ẹ̀yà ojúlówó electronics àti fóònù tó bá ń fẹ́. Má gbàgbé o, Solat Electronics yóò fún ọ lẹ́dínwó 20% lórí gbogbo tó bá rà lọ́wọ́ wọn. Fún àlàyé pé 0701-684-1630. Solat Telecoms, ohun tó dára jù ló tọ́ sí ọ.
I won't tell you the secret of better food. Na the no chicken and classic seasoning powder. The ingredient they take make am na natural by nature, like real chicken, rosemary, black and white pepper, garlic, onion, parsley, mushroom, coriander. If you knack no seasoning powder for inside your jollof, fried rice, egusi, and all other soup, you go know say flavor pass flavor. No seasoning powder, natural by ingredients, bangba by flavor.
A fully furnished, nice and comfortable hostel accommodation in University of Ibadan, or a place for seminars and executive trainings at the same venue? You do not have to worry. Adebayo Akonde Hall suits your lodging needs and provides you a home away from home. Adebayo Akonde Hall is a 4-star hostel built in a serene environment with constant supply of electricity. It has fully furnished rooms that gives you great comfort at an affordable price. Adebayo Akonde Hall is located at Ajibode Extension, University of Ibadan. To make reservations, visit www.adebayohall.com or call the numbers 0805-699-8718, 0805-699-8719, 0805-699-8720. Adebayo Akonde Hall. Built for comfort. Built for you.
Introducing the new Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk. Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk has all the nourishment of milk with 50% less fat. It is evaporated milk that contains high calcium, 7B vitamins, vitamin D3, phosphorus, and magnesium. It comes in 3-pack sizes, and the 60-gram pack is 50 naira only.
Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk. All the nourishment of milk, 50% less fat.
ohun tó rẹ̀ dòdò ń sẹ́ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́ lórí àgbàgbé fàájì bámbàm. Entertainment show tó rọ wọn pa lórí afẹ́fẹ́ àwọn ohun tá a kójọpọ̀ sínú ètò ọ̀hún ló jẹ́ kó máa kilẹ̀ gbìgbì. Fàájì bámbàm.
òtítọ́ yẹ òpógun kọ́lọ́ṣọ́ ni èèyàn wọn òṣìkà màmọ́ níwọ̀n.
Lórí ìkànnì Splash FM 105.5 láago méjì àṣálẹ́ 7 p.m. lọ́jọ́ ẹtì Friday pẹ̀lú Kúnlé Anífowóṣe Aníyìkáyé pírísẹ́ńtà. Ìpele àkọ́kọ́ lórí ètò ní ìròyìn òṣèré. Ìpele kejì ní gbígbàlejò àwọn gbajúgbajà òṣèré yálà òṣèré sinimá tàbí tolórin àtàwọn òṣèré tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń dìde bọ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni abalẹ̀ gbàbéèrè kẹ́ẹ̀jẹ̀bù náà ń bẹ ní sẹpẹ́. Fàájì bámbàm. Friday ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí ni ó tún máa gorí afẹ́fẹ́ Splash FM 105.5 láago méjì àṣálẹ́ 7 p.m. pẹ̀lú Aníyìkáyé pírísẹ́ńtà. Fàájì bámbàm. Never a dull moment.
Here is
105.5.
Accessing the 105.6. One station, all the hits.
105.5. Splash.
Splash FM 105.5.
Ìbándarú ara wa ni o. Ṣèbándarú ara wa ni o. Ṣèbándarú ilẹ̀ wa ni o. Ṣèbándarú Áfíríkà ni o. We had the dream to build a great nation. We had the desire to rule the world. We lost our way and we should have turned around. But all we do is keep on going wrong. How many more years of sorrow will come? How many more wars will we fight? So dear Africa, I'm worried for you. Come on and tell me what we gonna do. And tell me where we gonna go for love. And tell me where we gonna go for hope. Show me how we gonna live without justice. How we gonna live together. We've got the children scattered all over the world. They contribute to those economies. Back in the land, the forest has become a desert. We shift the blame from one to the other. How much more blood are we gonna shed? How many more kids will go to war? So dear Africa, I'm down on my knees. Come on and tell me what we gonna do. Tell me where we gonna go for love. Tell me where we gonna go for hope. Show me how we gonna live without justice. How we gonna live together. The sky is bright and the music is high. The spirits of our fathers returning home. So dear Africa, give me some hope. Come on and tell me what we gonna do. Tell me where we gonna go for love. Tell me where we gonna go for hope. Show me how we gonna live without justice. How we gonna live? Tell me where we gonna go for love. Tell me where we gonna go for hope. Show me how we gonna live without justice.
Here is
105.5.
Accessing the
105.6.
one station, all the hits.
105.5. Splash.
Splash FM 105.5.
Hello, beautiful people. Love is an exciting feeling, and it's that time again when we show how much love we have for each other. In the spirit of the month of love, go